Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. If you're looking for a job opportunity, you may want to look into this particular industry, and that is biomanufacturing. The bioeconomy is having a huge and severe labor shortage. And if you don't even know what biomanufacturing or a bioeconomy is, well, our next guest does. I'm joined by Rob Henderson. He is the president and CEO of BioTalent Canada. Rob, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thanks very much.
Rob, let's first of all maybe give a little bit of a description. When we say biomanufacturing, what are we talking about?
We're talking about anything of a manufacturing of a bioproduct or something that's in the biotech industry. So this can be anything from, which is all the rage in the news right now, vaccines, which is, of course, coming back to Canada if all plans go well. But everything from medical devices to gene therapy, cell therapy, stem cell research. There's all sorts of it. It's a wide myriad across all sorts of different subsectors in the biotech industry.
Why are we seeing such a huge and severe labor shortage for this industry?
Well, because during the pandemic, the biotech industry is one of the few industries, or the fortunate industries, that were able to pivot. A lot of companies, because they were smaller, were able to change their operations and find new markets and find new products that were needed. The other thing, of course, right now is that the federal government has announced their intention to reacquire the capability for Canada to manufacture its own vaccines, which was only going to add to the skills deficit that we've got, because we're already short of people now.
So, Rob, is this, do we have to look at perhaps new ways of attracting people to this industry?
Absolutely. Well, not only just new ways, it's even some of the old ways. Most of the biotech companies, a lot of people think that the biotech industry is all these large, huge, behemoth pharmaceutical companies. That's not the case. Most of them are companies that have less than 50 employees. And as a result, they're not really well equipped, nor do they have the expertise to find the people where they are. People like, just women. There's only about 1/3 of the workforce is women. And we're really lousy at attracting newcomers to our companies, and even worse at attracting Canadians with disabilities or Indigenous Canadians. We're not a very diverse and inclusive workforce, and that's just really competitively disadvantageous, especially if you've got a skills deficit.
So then how do we make it more inclusive to those, to those people that you just mentioned?
There's got to be there's sort of a short-term fix and a longer-term fix. The first thing we have to do is the companies have to get better at recruiting, and they have to get better at retaining. Diversity and inclusion is all the rage, but it's not just a catchphrase. When you've got 300,000 immigrants coming into the country every year, that is a strategically advantageous labor market. And if you're not tapping into it, you're doing your company a disservice. Beyond that, you have to make sure that you're giving work-life balance options for women. It's a very educated vertical, so a lot of women that are entering the labor market for biotech are in the middle of their reproductive years. So if you're going to be able to attract them, you're going to have to change your culture, offer mentorship, and different things that are going to make sure that you attract and retain females. The only other thing after that is that we're going to have to, in a longer term, make biotech more attractive. It's not just scientists that work in biotech. We have sales managers, marketers, finance people, all sorts of things. We're businesses like any other. And we're just not attracting the kind of young people that we need to infuse our market so that we can make our business objectives.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Rob, because that's a very interesting, because I think when many people think of this industry, you just said it, right? Oh, it's, the education that's necessary, and it's scientists, and it's, people in the healthcare field, in the pharmaceutical field, and so forth, and they don't see themselves within that industry. That certainly has to be something that has to change, Rob.
Yeah, that has to change on two sides. Number one, we have to market ourselves a little bit better. I mean, we're a little fortunate. I hate to say the word fortunate in a pandemic, but in the fact that people have started to be able to talk about what mRNA is and what vaccines are and what viruses are. And we've never had that before. So there's been a surge of interest and understanding about the industry. But at the same time, we have to market ourselves to say, you know what? You don't have to have a PhD. We need good salespeople. We need marketers. We need frontline people. And our industry pays really well, upwards of 20 to 30% more than most other industry verticals. So not only is it kind of a smart place to work, a smart industry to work in, it can be also really quite lucrative, and there can be some really, really good career pathways that you can generate here.
Rob, just quickly, another, I think, aspect is that work-related learning is going to be very important as well.
It is. I mean, the bottom line is, well, the kids who are coming out of universities and colleges need business skills, and a lot of the time, that's what's really lacking for them to be really attractive as new workers for these companies. So, internships, co-ops, all of these things, they're readily available within the bioeconomy, and companies and students are going to have to avail themselves of those advantages because it gives them a fast track to a great career.
Absolutely. Rob, really appreciate you spending time with us and painting a brighter picture when it comes to the type of people that the industry is looking for. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thanks for the time.
We'll be back with more Daytime right after this.